Our first series that we were looking at, he had an absolute insane Jhin performance there. But I'm looking at C9's comp, and I'm just seeing so much.
The Scuttlecraft fight is actually happening.
Oh man, I told you, Kobe, you just have to believe. Okay, Griffin's going to start this fight off here a little bit, but it's Blabber with the much faster burst at the very start. They want to try to get in there as Griffin's going to be taken down to 200 HP. Blabber stays alive. First blood over to APA as Cryogen now has to try to escape.
If we ever get that bug, it's like, oh no, Emily's attacking us.
No, it's the Emily bug.
Again. Oh, God.
Okay, so the Drake did go over to Cloud9 to the surprise of...
Yeah, barriers down, and FlyQuest should be able to push this wave in, get some turret gold for themselves.
We're not done yet. Sven's about to die. Cryogen goes in for the dive, needs to stun him up here, get that trample. Sven still escaping for now, but Cryogen just knocks that Corki over. Vengeance
However, Still's going to have his jungle lead, so Blabber on the Mbessa will retain the early CS lead from those extra crabs, and we'll take a look at the top side of the map.
Here we
bottom
go.
side?
No, bottom side's already got another fight as they want to try to turn things around here with a Pop Blossom, and Cryogen falls critically, not level 6 yet on that. I mean, you're a couple waves up in farm, feeling good. Okay, Griffin tries to go in for the flash into the dreaded return. Defensive Nico ulti to try to stop it, but FlyQuest still needs a little bit more damage to try to grab the kill, but they won't quite get there. Vulcan gets the kill onto Griffin, but APA takes Cryogen out. Quad makes his way into the fight, but now he's got to try to retreat. He cannot do it, and C9 are up 5-2.
You talked about Kobe. Vulcan lives for so long as the Galio comes down on top of them. Quad is dead as well in the back half of that fight. Really, really big early win for C9.
Yeah, to get that gold difference at 15 down closer to what it looked like in the previous game 2 instead of the game 1 or game 3. Griffin is here. C9 posturing aggressively. Cryogen taking a ton of burst damage. Pop Blossom lands. Cryogen gets away for now. Griffin cannot charge up his blood. There's no way for him to end the battle.
He's looking pretty good. Blabber also looking pretty good here with his healthy gold lead on Mbessa. And Rift Herald activated mid. That one's going to take that, and they could.
Yup, they're looking to go in and make their move, and it's Blabber leading the charge. Here comes Heroic Entrance right down over the top as Cryogen's Alistar will not be tanky enough to survive any longer. Griffin's still trying to stack up full of determination, and he finally gets a resurrection. But FlyQuest are still going to lose the fight. Griffin will not get anything out of that resurrect. 2 dead again for nothing traded back, and it's just another C9 team fight.
And on the back half of that fight, Vulcan is Nico's.
That's a Galio combo is such powerful engage, and they're so far ahead. The secondary engage you're talking about,
Pop
Vulcan,
Blossom, yeah.
they're so far ahead. They're just steamrolling. You could tell Blabber's position. A little exchange here. Teleports on top side at the very least.
Yeah, we're going to get 2 TPs right next to each other. Cryogen ready for the arrival here of Thanatos. The Cassante taking a ton of damage and has to try to flash away. Now the Equalizer ready to follow as Curtain Call opens up. Thanatos going to be tanking here in the front, but the counter engage is big from C9. Pop Blossom into a Heroic Entrance, and they just suplex this fight, throw FlyQuest all the way out of the ring. This one's done.
And that's one of those scenarios where, like you're saying, you're so far behind. It's hard for it to look good, but you have to take an opportunity. If this Cassante is so low in front of you, you know, they are actually able to burst him down, but the counter from from Cloud9 is better, so they should be able to get the Baron.
I was going to say, like, that's kind of exactly what you and I have been talking about in terms of, like, why not take the chance? That did look like they could have potentially turned it around if it wasn't a kind of counter engage that C9 has, and with the wallet difference.
Yeah, there's a little trampoline up in the top lane. Vulcan's bouncing on the first, and then Galio is going on top of it.
They wanted to make the pick on Sven, but C9 reacted in time. Keep your eyes on Vulcan. Keep your eyes on APA. Vulcan just trying to bamboozle him a little bit there with the clone as APA might be getting caught a little bit off to the side, but no, it's Cryogen taking a ton of damage here too. Griffin as well, they both fall down, and APA is still walking away. A taunt on the way out means there's no way for anybody to secure the kill. Meanwhile, Blabber was able to assassinate Masu solo in the jungle off to the side. It is an ace for nothing for C9.
Flowers. Woo. Cut the tape, my friend. Can I ask for a mercy rule?
This one.
Can I get a mercy ruling?
Looking like a go next.
Please, 10,000 gold lead Dragon Soul. Baron is still, they still have Baron. They're doing these fights so quickly. The Baron buff is still on.
going down in chat and the GG.
I feel the same way, man.
And now, because Vulcan does have Seeker's arm guard ready to go unbroken for even more playmaking whenever he goes in, Death's Dance on Blabber, so he's even more difficult to assassinate here as well. And APA has decided it is time for the Book of BM. The Medjai's Soul Stealer completed with 10 stacks. FlyQuest again trying to use the Realm Warp to make a move onto APA, pulls him back with a dreaded return, but again, there's just no damage. APA just walks away from it. Curtain Call finally opens up, slows the C9 mid laner down enough to finally secure the kill for FlyQuest. And 25 minutes into the game, the mental onslaught of having no pages in your book as FlyQuest will be forced out of their own jungle.
I was going to say the actual onslaught onto these turrets where we're just
down mid lane.
Yeah, we're just taking this in him.
Okay, just mid lane inhibitor turret gone, mid lane inhibitor gone. FlyQuest, they have quad and bottom lane split pushing a tier 1 because they know that it's just impossible to win these fights. So C9 will say, sure, take the tier 1, that's all right. Have your objective bounty, 500 gold, whatever. Double inhibs claimed now for the C9 side as they'll finish off that last little bit of the health bar of the top lane inhib. FlyQuest posturing like maybe there's some kind of pursuit play to make here, but it's just so difficult to find anything.
Yeah, double inhibs, seeing them kind of back off, probably set up for this Baron take ahead of that Elder Drake fight. They're TPing in. I was going to say FlyQuest.
Full send! Get in there!
All right, FlyQuest wants to go in. Gatghost is going to lead the charge here with the Flame Spitter, but he doesn't get a whole lot of damage. C9 splitting their focus a little bit. Baron down to about 6,000 HP on the health bar, but Blabber goes over the wall, and Griffin is going to be his target. Meanwhile, off to the side, the heroic entrance finds its way on Amasu, and now there's pressure on the FlyQuest carries. They're already out of there. Quad can at least escape with the Realm Warp, but that's 2 dead on the FlyQuest side, one of which is the jungler. C9 don't even need the Baron. They're just going to march down mid, send APA up the top with the teleport, and go for the Nexus right now. FlyQuest trying to get any amount of healing that they might be able to from the fountain before they make their final stand. But I do not think this final stand is going to last very long. Nexus turrets already getting chunked low as APA's comfortable there on the front line. Thanatos the same, goes for the Pathmaker, trying to knock Gak, goes back. Thanatos does take a lot of damage from the turret, but still nowhere close to dead. Second Nexus turret already gone. FlyQuest, there's nothing they can do from this position. 29 minutes into the game, 13,000 gold lead, 18-4. C9 smacked him in game 1.
Lounge, how good are we have to focus on is, okay, let's win our early stage and then snowball effectively to not let this Cloud9, 5-on-5.
Drake take, and they're going to get it with APA coming down and helping him out a little bit.
I like that a lot. Griffin, you saw him lumbering around nearby in the river, thinking about maybe going towards mid lane, but C9...
So, a sneak on Dragon before Crab even spawns makes it not fair. Look at Griffin on the minimap. He is at the Crab, but
Blabber goes in. He wants to make the ulti happen, and they immediately full send on Demasu. The damage is down, and Sven's getting paid with first blood.
I swear, man.
There real quick. Make laning a little bit scarier for APA on the Talia. Quad. Ooh, hold on now. Bottom lane. Yeah, we got some more bubble action going down as Vulcan wants to make this fight happen, but now Sven's gonna be careful. He's gonna die. Masu gets the kill. Both junglers also showing up into the fight, but it's Blabber who's now in danger. The Vault Breaker back into the river to try to get away, but it won't matter because Quad has arrived. FlyQuest find a...
Griffin does a good job making sure there's no escape for the Vi. He blocks him off from the front.
I trolled it so hard, sorry.
That's the important part for me, too, because we just saw him dirty farming on that top side.
Yeah. Meanwhile, the Scion has ultimate, too, and so Gatghost here has a line for a Scion ult into this Dragon fight.
Yeah, Vulcan immediately going to be met by Griffin right outside of the brush. Wild growth onto the FlyQuest jungler, and Blabber is just eradicated. There's no chance for C9 to get anything back there as Griffin once again kept alive. This Lulu doing a whole lot of work. Everybody tries to go back in now on the C9 angle. Masu just barely gets away. The Weaver's wall. It knocks him to the other side, and there's just not quite enough damage. FlyQuest get everybody out. They get can't quite secure anything to force out some summoner spells as well. FlyQuest are going in for their 1v3 dive up here in the top lane. Griffin staying alive once more. They get their man. Thanatos drops for the first time this game.
This turret, APA coming top.
Yeah, APA rides the Weaver's wall all the way to the end there, wants to continue chasing after Griffin, throws another rock, but he'll need one more, and he finds it. There's your shutdown. APA's on the board.
And we talked about recognizes he can get something topside, and the race for first turret take is on.
Okay, all 3 grubs possessed by FlyQuest for a little bit of extra edge in that race. Thanatos continues just trying to survive, but FlyQuest will deny it. They burst him down before Vulcan's tidal wave can even arrive. This is buying a little bit longer for C9 to try to win the turret race. APA auto attack after auto attack into this top lane tier 1, has the minion wave right next to him, and it will be first turret for C9, immediately traded back by Quad in bottom lane.
Yeah, Flowers, the gold may look close presumably into the tower and finish up this tower. He has died in 2 consecutive replays that we have showed for him, but you know, at least he's gonna get a tower here out of the play.
Pretty much at spawn.
Yep, and there's no response from C9, so this is yet another objective going the FlyQuest direction. Griffin can pick that one up, no problem, as Cryogen and Quad are going to look for some more.
Really good from C9, but FlyQuest's response, especially on this bot side of the map, have been really, really good. And now, again, we talked about how these compositions go up against each other. They're in a really, really great spot. Uh-oh.
Okay. Griffin might not be in the best of spots. He has enough time to try to ult defensively, but there's just too much damage in the scene.
That's with the AD carry battles. These honorable AD carry battles where they stare at each other and the wave until
Sven jumps in. Arc of Ruin forces out the flash plus wild growth combo. No ghost there for Masu any longer either. Sven is punishing him every time he steps up.
Yeah, Sven is really, really using the Yunara to make so much space in this mid lane, and that will net them that tier. They're also moving down potentially on this bot side of the map, try to stop now FlyQuest from getting onto the Drake Soul Point, first kind of stealing away this blue buff. And I'm not sure if FlyQuest are even going to contest this. They just seem to be content to...
Content to start a Baron instead? Okay.
Yeah, I was going to say content to take top tier 1, but no, they're just starting Baron.
And they're showing the Azir still. So you think, oh, with Azir DPS showing on a lane, they're probably not on it, right? And they pull off. You know, Masu is shooting it over the back of the wall there, but sometimes, yeah, trying to do those sneaks when you show one of your big DPS champs going down a lane, maybe we can trick somebody. Regardless, Blabber on the other side of the map does get the dragon. He leaves the crab for the Scion, though.
Okay, the Scion's the target. Gakos loses half his HP immediately, tries to ult defensively and can't get all the way out, so now he's got a flash. The damage from C9 still not enough to kill him off here just yet. Masu staying alive, but APA has made his way into the fight. Griffin is down, so is Masu, and C9 just found 2 big kills.
And crucially, the Lulu ult was not there for Masu, right? So APA is immediately able to get onto him with the Talia.
And Vi with Denting Blows and Black Cleaver is a very good tank killer. Look at the Scion. He had stacked so much armor. Sunfire and the Thornmail and those boots as well, so much
where
shred.
did it all go?
So yeah, Blabber immediately shredded all of it, turned on the sign. He left the crab, by the way, to turn for the sign.
If I'm wearing a green jersey here, I'm asking somebody to turn the AC on. It's getting a little bit too hot in here to be comfortable when C9 is up 5,000 gold with a Baron, pushing 2 lanes of tier 2 turrets. FlyQuest is trying to get something back up there with the top side as Griffin wants to move forward, but he should not have moved there. Vulcan ends up taking the kill credit. Trundle's dead again, and the C9 War Machine pushes on. FlyQuest now in a 4v5 until Griffin respawns, but that's 30 seconds away. Quad still working on the tier 2 there in the top lane, and again, Masu bye-bye target. He dies even through his own flash. Our C9 just looking to end this game. Blabber will get knocked decently low here, but there's just no damage left on the FlyQuest side.
Yeah, I mean, why give FlyQuest another window to get into the game? They should at least be able to get both of these turrets, definitely an inhib.
Yep, that bottom lane inhibitor is the target for now. APA forced to flash out of the range of Decimating Smash, but again, Gakos, he's just not tanky enough to deal with these guys when he gets bursted down on the front line. Griffin has finally made his way back into the fight, and he's right back out out all of these FlyQuest deaths happening out flashes. And now Quad getting caught by Blabber. The game might have just ended. Bottom lane inhibitor's gonna get knocked down next. C9 pushing towards the Nexus turrets. Masu wants to try to defend it there with a Moonlight Vigil, but he doesn't do enough damage. The double kill for Svenzunara as he knocks the turret down right next to it. Thanatos slicing and dicing his way forward, and Masu is just dead again. Cryogen will join him in the graveyard. 25 minutes on the clock. C9 said scaling be damned and crushed the second game.
That Drake.
Like, all right, we're not going to have a lot of our own initiative, you know. We have a lot of scaling. We don't have a lot of our own go buttons. So now we're going to go.
Be pretty happy in lane against Quad, but we think Quad's playing pretty well. So, you know, if he can get it through lane and then get to these team fights, especially once he's level 6, then we're going to have a lot of value. But looks like it's not going that well.
Well, we'll see. Flowers take it back.
For FlyQuest, a beautiful double binding coming out from Vulcan's Bard as Masu now might just drop to the boomerang blade. FlyQuest fans, avert your eyes. It's
Flash. And then, as you know, Masu also didn't escape, like trying to get back to tower. He flashes and still dies as well. And it's 2 kills into APA's Orianna. Double buffs on the Orianna. Holy!
Yeah, they're playing a bullet hell at this point.
I swear, even APA feels bad.
C9 took first Drake before 6 minutes, and it looks like here in game number 3, they're poised to do the same thing again because FlyQuest, they had enough to start it up, but they didn't have the damage to finish the job, so C9 will just walk on in, say thank you very much, and claim Drake 1.
And this is so rough for this FlyQuest bot lane to lose.
F-sword, and you just don't have anything close to it.
And when just Vulcan's just stunning you all the time. Jesus.
Okay, there we go. A little bit of forward aggro. Meanwhile, mid lane, it's Griffin with the paranoia looking to make the play on APA. Perfect execution from Quad to a champion like Nocturne that feels so ulti reliant on having that first one pay those dividends that you're talking about. It looks like Masu, I don't even have time to talk about the junglers. They have killed Callista again. C9 decide that FlyQuest...
You know, Griffin recognizing he could make a play in mid. As APA is typing as usual. But then Blabber recognizes Gakkos might be in trouble.
Yeah, here's what I was going to talk about earlier is top lane has been like the point of strength for FlyQuest here. This is the one spot that they're winning in, and just immediately Dragon is alive. A dragon's kind of just like a high fantasy version of a crab, and C9 definitely want to maintain control over stacking these up. As Griffin goes in, paranoia, target onto Sven, but he cannot continue diving any further forward. Cryogen and Masu both here still. Quad has made his teleport towards the fight. Tempered Fate won't hit anybody, but the Ocean Drake is already going to be claimed by Blabber. Quad wanted to get an assassination, but he can't find the angle for the damage. Knock up there as they finally secure one back onto APA, so FlyQuest will get something for their troubles, but C9, they've got 1,000 gold advantage, but FlyQuest still have moves they can make, and this is one of those moves right here. Masu and Cryogen set the trap, and Sven gets caught.
Because your solo laners should be level 11s quite soon, as Vulcan now a vulnerable target, but when Akali can get level 11 as well, you know, having high potential here as far as assassination.
Looked like a little bit of a perhaps panic ulti there.
Yeah, side lanes are going to be the question that Cloud9 have probably the most difficulty answering in this game, but they're going to attack side lanes right now. Gakkos.
Yeah. Nice wave clear there from Gakkos. Just barely got the ulti back up and then has to use it to try to survive the dive, but there's plenty of damage there between Thanatos and APA. Meanwhile, back in mid, there's Blabber going in for the Cyclone kill onto Masu, and the crushing blow does it. Griffin cannot defend the Callista in time. Cryogen has to make sure he doesn't get caught out here. Give a binding target if he stands too close to Griffin, and C9 pick the enemy ADC in mid. Our gold is practically all tied up after Quad split pushing down there in the bottom lane, but the Rift Herald is about to rectify that situation.
Yeah, they're just going to be able to take this tier 1 mid, and again, it was nice of FlyQuest recognizing, okay, now with the Nocturnal down, we can't fight this Rift Herald, we're going to try to get plates on the bot side, we're going to try to continue to get gold onto this Akali, but then I really love that roam from APA on the top side of the map, killing off this Aurora again, and now Thanatos has kind of taken over the gold lead in that matchup.
Thanatos Gnar is scary business, man.
It is the champ he was most well known for in Challengers before he came over here. It was like, I felt like he had some shaky performances on it initially from C9, as we do see FlyQuest taking the opportunity to take this Drake and potentially remove that early stacking with APA taking this topside tier 1.
Yeah, and it's important that Thanatos is in a good spot because the Orianna is kind of the liability in the side lane. So if, wait a second.
Quad's going in for the assassination here on Blabber, but he takes him out. Nicely done in the 1v2. Trying to use the smoke to get away from APA, but the flash over the wall to follow from the C9 mid laner is now an additional overextension. APA gets caught and punished by Masu and Griffin, and FlyQuest just got exactly what they needed thanks to Quad recognizing his opportunity.
And we were just talking about how deadly this Akali can be in assassinating targets in the side lane, and with APA then overreaching, trying to get the kill, the Nocturne is immediately able to come in, and it's still looking pretty even, especially since FlyQuest is going to be able to mow down this turret on top side and take a tiny gold lead in the game.
Because you're not thinking about, oh, Nocturne has ultimate. There's a Nocturne ult timer right now, so why am I flashing to try and kill this Akali? Little frustration there. So now you see the hovers here. Blabber, everyone is well aware. All right, Orianna is going to be a target in the side waves. So Blabber's hovering, Vulcan's hovering.
Yeah, Vulcan immediately with the defensive tempered fate. It's going to catch out both his ally and the enemy diver as Griffin's now knocked down below half HP. Blabber looking for a little bit more here, but he does have to be mindful of Masu's damage in return. Everybody's committing teleports. Everybody wants to see where this goes. Thanatos has no Gnar bar. Quad is already down to half HP. Masu gets bound into the wall. Between worlds damage is huge coming out from Gakko. And Thanatos is about to transform. Quad will not survive thanks to the bailout. A double kill for Sven. It's a bloody fight up here in the top lane. It's about being respectful of the Nocturne and the Akali burst. And for FlyQuest, it's about maybe making sure you're hitting an angle where they might not expect you. But no, it's C9 making the play instead. And with a quick kill onto the enemy jungler, Baron might just be the call.
Blabber's had such a good series, Kobe. We talked about this jungle matchup, how much we like each of these junglers. We had the graphic come out of the Unk and the Zoomer, and Blabber has just had such an amazing performance, really recognizing that he can jump on Griffin there, and it's going to be Baron to C9 potentially.
Well, FlyQuest is looking to stop it. But the Baron health bar already down to 5,000 here. Quad seeing if he has to go all the way around for a long pincer attack as Thanatos jumps over the wall, ready to stop Gakko. The Baron already secured by Blabber and C9. Tempered fate timing, trying for something cheeky there. Doesn't quite work out, doesn't quite need to. Blabber gets the kill onto Gakko. Defensive handshake means C9 can't chase any further. But my friends, they have already just had a massive surge in power. They're up over 3,000 gold now. They've got the Baron for the next 3 minutes. This Dragon should be no contest. FlyQuest are out of sorts.
Yeah, immediately into the Drake stacking. They will get Ocean Soul, or Ocean Soul point off this. Or no, Mountain Soul point off this, sorry. The other thing I want to talk about, though, is, again, Thanatos. We talked about how good he is on the Gnar, how it was his signature pick. How initially when he came to this C9 roster, he was kind of struggling to team fight with them. I feel like we've seen...
We're seeing a dive now. Griffin going in, looking for the kill on Sven. Finds a massive shutdown. Huge stuff there from FlyQuest. But another nice Bard stun coming out from Vulcan. It keeps Thanatos alive. And now Masu is trying to fight and kite all the way through this. But Blabber's got the dash. The Cyclone takes him out. And now there's no way for Cryogen to do anything about this on his own. A triple kill to Blabber. And he's thinking about more. C9 going to disengage now. And right when it looked like FlyQuest had maybe found a moment for a larger opening, no, C9 shuts it down, and it's the Vulcan Bard double stuns once again.
I'm having a hard time deciding between Blabber and Vulcan Flowers. For like this series, they have both smurfed.
Somebody's getting robbed again.
Yeah.
So either way we vote, somebody's getting robbed because they've both had some incredible plays, both individually and working together with the team. Thanatos trying to keep the pressure on the tier 2 turret here in mid lane. Vulcan just goes on a magical journey, gets right back out as FlyQuest shows up to try to stop the push. This gold lead now up to almost 5,000. The Mountain Soul point that you mentioned earlier, Emily. Thanatos just waiting in the jungle, follows it up with a wall up even though he doesn't get the wall slam. Quad survives just barely, but no, that bailout is not saving anyone. Vulcan looks for even more now as the tier 2 turret is bulldozed over in mid. Does take a couple of spears for his trouble. Griffin's trying to defend up there in the top lane, tier 2, but a nice tempered fate from Vulcan, followed up by the shockwave from APA, and Masu's Kalista has nowhere to go. Cryogen likely to die here. The bailout, again, it's not able to save anyone. We're seeing so little value from this Renata so far in this game, as C9 are just going to continue their push. There's only 2 left alive on the FlyQuest side, and the mid lane inhibitor turret is already down.
I mean, C9 said they were confident in picking FlyQuest as their opponent once they learned that they could, and they're looking great to close out this series.
10 seconds left on the Baron. They want to try to use it to knock down some Nexus turrets. Gat goes to target from Blabber as he goes in, finds a dominating streak as Griffin gets stunned into the wall, but Quad has finally made his way back into the rift. He wants to try to punish C9 here, diving into the back lines. He at least gets Sven, but he dies in the process. FlyQuest have respawned. They have enough men on the map to hopefully defend their Nexus, at least for a little while longer. Thanatos, the only one with a decent health bar left on C9, but that's not going to stop him. Masu and Cryo are dead again. Thanatos in hot pursuit of Griffin. Does not want to allow that last FlyQuest player away. It's an ace for C9, and once again, Vulcan is just trolling because it's funny. He's trolling because that's how well he's played this Bard this game. It's another 25-minute win, and this series